What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Double T Gaming. In the first half of the battle between Ash and Alain just came out. If you don't know, Pokemon episodes that air in Japan are usually out around 7 or 8 a.m. Eastern time every Thursday in the US, so they aren't going to have subtitles yet. With big battles like this, the subs really don't add much to it rather than just calling out the moves and the occasional shot of Team Rocket. So I got up around 7, looked it up on YouTube, and there are always a lot of channels who are really quick on the trigger of Pokemon episodes. So shout out to all of them, people like Detective Conan, Pokemon Origin, Ash's Greninja. They're always on top of the list whenever I look up a Pokemon episode. But dude, what an episode and what a battle by Pikachu. Like, my goodness. First of all, this will contain spoilers for Pokemon XYZ episode 37, so if you haven't seen it yet, pause this video and go watch it from one of the channels I said before. But anyway, the battle opened up with Pikachu and Tyranitar like a lot of people already predicted, but I don't think people predicted just how fast Pikachu's going to win this battle. Tyranitar came in, and this is one of the rare times that the show actually paid attention to a Pokemon's weather ability, like an ability they have when they come in, it changes the weather of the field. So Tyranitar brought in the Sandstorm with him because his ability is Sandstream. But the way Ash and Pikachu dealt with that Sandstorm really reminded me of Ash versus Brock back in the first couple episodes of Pokemon. With a sprinkler system going off and covering Onix in water, Pikachu used the water from the field to wipe away that Sandstorm and cover Tyranitar in the water, like how Onix got covered in water by the sprinklers, like I just said, and then followed up with a Thunderbolt, which normally wouldn't do that much damage because these are both rock type, but thanks to the water, it did a lot more than it should, and this ultimately led to Pikachu finishing off with an Electro Ball. So it just got me thinking back, because this is pretty much the end, I guess the penultimate ending for Ash's journey, and it just goes way back to the beginning, how he got his first gym badge and how he's about to win the Kalos League, in my opinion. I thought that was awesome how they did that. So next up was Noivern and Weavile, and I'm gonna be honest, this battle right here really disappointed me. I really wanted to see Noivern take out Metagross for a revenge battle because those two had battled before and Noivern actually ended up taking that loss, but for some reason Ash thought it was a good idea to put his Dragon Flying up against an Ice type, and Noivern got knocked out. But what happened after Noivern got knocked out, I thought was really cool. So Hawlucha basically was the one that acted as Noivern's like guardian when he was in Noibat. So Hawlucha and Noivern always had this special connection, and after Noivern got knocked out, Hawlucha came out of his Pokeball by himself and wanted to battle Weavile, and this battle was all about straight speed. And then we also see Hawlucha begin to glow red after taking a couple hits. Now I'm not entirely sure what this was. Some people are saying it was the move Bulk Up, but I personally think it was his special ability Unburden, which doubles the speed after using his item. I know he didn't have an item, but how often does the anime actually show a Pokemon using a held item? And after he was glowing, you could tell he got a lot faster compared to Weavile. But I could be totally wrong about this. It could be Bulk Up, it could be Unburden, it could be totally something entirely different. So I'm not entirely sure until the subtitles come out, or like an accurate subtitle come out. But anyway, Hawlucha actually ended up getting the win here, which was really good to see after it got knocked out so fast by slacking against Sawyer. Next up was Hawlucha versus Bisharp, and I really wanted to see Hawlucha get another win here, but that was just too good to be true, and Bisharp actually ended up winning this battle somewhat easily. So next up was the bird battle between Talonflame and Pheasant, and this is probably the most fun battle to watch in this episode because those two were just so fast and so equal and so just like in sync with their movements. They were so in sync actually that they ended up drawing after Talonflame's Brave Bird had collided with Pheasant. This one was probably the most predictable of the battles because you knew one of these battles between Ash and Alain had to end up in a draw, but it was still, in my opinion, one of the most fun battles to watch in this episode. The next battle we saw was Pikachu again going up against freaking Metagross, and Pikachu was getting the crap beat out of him majority of this battle right here. Like, he was getting direct hits by like Metal Claw, Comet Punch, Rock Slide, all these ridiculously strong moves, but Pikachu would not go down, and he actually ends up basically two-shotting Metagross with an Electro Ball to the face and an incredibly strong Thunderbolt from right on top of Metagross' head. And this was just awesome to watch, to see Pikachu take out not one, but two pseudo legendaries in one battle. Like, this Pikachu right here in the Kalos League is stronger than any other season's Pikachu by far. I don't care what anybody says, he took such a beating in this and still ended up coming out on top. And finally, we get to see the first little bit of the battle between Charizard and Pikachu actually in this little clip of the battle starts beating on Charizard, actually forcing him down on one knee. He was putting in the work on Charizard so much. But we know that's not going to last. I'm going to say it right here that Pikachu gets knocked out by Charizard, Goodra and Bisharp end up in a draw, and it comes down to Greninja versus Charizard for the Kalos League title. And in the preview for next week's episode, we see that giant flaming shuriken again, and it's just going to be crazy. I'm really hyped for it. I really hope also that nothing interferes with this battle. Like, I hope Team Rocket doesn't get in the way. Hope Team Flare doesn't start their attack. I just really hope that Ash finally gets this win right here and wins the Kalos League. So all in all, I thought this episode was awesome. All of the battles were amazing to watch. Pikachu was going ham on everybody, and that was awesome to watch. The only thing that disappointed me a little bit was the fact that Noivern had lost so soon. Like, he really hasn't had much time to shine since he evolved, besides going head to head with Zapdos at one time, and I really hope he gets some redemption in the Team Flare arc of the show. But anyway, that was just my little summary and analysis of this week's episode. Tell me in the comments what you thought of these battles, and what do you think is going to happen in next week's episode. Will Ash finally win the Pokemon League? I personally think he will. But if he does, is this the last we've seen of Ash? Will he even be the main character in Alola? I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is Double T Gaming. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It lets me know if you like these type of videos. And I will see you guys in the next video.